Oh, well. We'll see what happens here. Are they going to figure it out? Are they capable? Okay.
There we go.
Is that it? Are you guys done?
We got it now.
You got this, boys? Are they them, boys?
There we go.
Look over.
Never mind.
Look at the camera. Look at you. Look at the camera.
Now,
Straighten my tie.
all right, a little bit of difficulties here as
This is an interesting, just musical sides.
music sides, absolutely. No, we only have one caster right now.
Only one.
Yeah.
And then a random jumps in.
only
Level
one
2.
spectating.
Okay.
All right, we're good to go. Come on. All right, we're good to go. Go ahead and start that champ select as soon as possible.
Giggity, giggity, go. Hurry up, boys. Stop doing that. Sun. Glow. Goo. Thibodeau. Someone needs to hit the go button.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. All right,
Hey,
there we go.
there we go. Into champ select.
And before Kenan ban.
Irelia ban.
Sejuani ban. Mayokai ban. Hecarim ban.
As is the
Morgana
usual
ban.
flavors.
Urgot ban.
I don't feel like we're going to get an Urgot ban.
I believe in the Urgot ban.
If we see an Urgot, though, I'll be happy.
You're just going to be preaching your Urgot's gospel. Mayokai ban.
Mayokai ban. Hecarim
Hecarim
ban.
ban.
Sejuani ban, maybe?
Eh.
Let's see if you'll be 100% correct here.
All right. All right, I'm 3 out of 5.
I'm really thinking about these bans here.
Kenan ban. Oh, man, I'm 6 for 6, actually.
Kenan ban. There
No,
we
I'm 5
go.
for 5. I am 5 for 5.
Sejuani. Karma. Oh.
Dude, I was 5 for 5.
You were
Look at me.
close. All right, I'll give you that one.
The Prophet posting it up. Make a Reddit post saying CyPhaCon ban prediction 5 for 5.
All right, let's see what they pick into here. Whether they pick these really strong team fight comps that we've been seeing here lately, or whether they'll go for more of the pick comps.
Who is Game Boy player going to play now? That's my real question. That's what interests me, and that's what I want to see happen.
Yeah.
Lysandra, that's not Kenan, but Kenan's banned. Oh, no. Annie top? That'd be
Annie.
cool. Or unless he's securing that first pick, Annie, which would make sense.
They had some serious success with Annie.
Oh, yeah.
In
Annie
the
is just
game
so
yesterday.
good as a champion, man. And, as a hard engage AoE CC support, just stun bot Annie is really broken.
Either Stunbot Annie or as a support or as a mid laner, the ability to have those basically lock-on abilities with the Q, her little shield, and that little AoE that she has it's not lock-on, but it might as well be.
Right. I mean, Annie comes in 3 flavors depending on where you play her. There is Stunbot Annie, who builds a lot of cooldown reduction and then just kind of does whatever. There's Burst Annie, who's usually run mid, where it's full AP and everything hurts a lot. Like
Everything.
100 to 0 someone with Tibbers. And then you have Utility Annie, which is Support Annie. Here we see Amumu and Thresh locked in. Solid picks, decidedly. Just
Braum and Jinx.
Snaps 13 picking up Jinx.
Snap's going back to his comfort picks here.
They ran a different support, though.
The Victor being hovered here.
I like Victor. Victor's a really solid mid laner.
Victor is a really solid mid laner.
We talked about it yesterday, and even when he was
Yeah.
1 in 5, Victor did really, really well.
He still did a lot of damage. Had a lot of zoning potential with his gravitation field. But Cho'Gath also as well a good zoning potential and CC here.
The hot, juicy mess of Graves. Graves makes a hot, juicy mess of his enemies.
Not even going to comment on that.
All right, Lucian would be, I think, Lucian or Graves either is a really strong bully against Jinx in this early game. Oh, Corki. The Corki main.
I would
right
really
here,
like
man.
to see some Corki as well as Urgot.
The fan of Corki, Urgot, bot lane.
I don't think it's going to happen.
That's the dream, right?
The Graves, though.
I'm a Urgot jungle, and you can Corki ADC. We'll make it work.
If you can
Graves
figure out
locked in.
Urgot jungle, let's do it. As the Graves and Victor get locked in, that's some serious burst potential. If those two are together and someone gets caught out, they're dead before they know it.
Okay, that's a straight line of death because you have the Graves ult into the Victor ult, and that's just or the Q, the Victor Q, or whatever the laser is.
Yep.
Pain.
Pain train stops for no one.
The Poppy train.
Pain train.
Poppy pain.
There
train.
is no Poppy.
There should be a Poppy.
Not yet.
Pick Poppy. Wait, other side. Pick Poppy.
Oh, well, it's too late now.
No, it's not. They have one left, and it's their top laner. So it's possible. Pick Poppy or Urgot, and we'll be happy with you. If not, I'm going to call you out. Like, get good scrub. Didn't pick Poppy or Urgot. What you going to do against that Lissandra?
Shyvana.
Oh, you hurt me. You hurt me deep.
Could this be a double smite team comp?
It could be. It's feasible, but I think we're going to more likely see the infinite push Shyvana, which actually is double smite. So,
well, it could be or it could not be. I mean, it just all depends.
Correct. I agree. I'm a fan of Shyvana top, though, because it hurts. It hurts a lot, and they just push for days, and then kind of run around, be a dragon. It works. It's solid. I love being a dragon. I love ulting people backwards. But when we've seen Shyvana played, you see people tend to have to ult backwards. They don't get to engage with it. They have to run away.
Yeah, the Shyvana ult, and here in place of a flash, actually, this looks like it is going to be
Teleport,
a double smite team comp. Shyvana is really, really, really strong with Cinderhope.
She's stupid. It's ridiculous because you have the pass. It's basically a passive W burning all the time.
All the time.
The passive health, like 25% bonus health, something similar to that. That hurts. That hurts so much. And, it's just hard to deal with. It's a lot to deal with.
So as we start to go to our delay timer right now, I'm really interested to see how this Shyvana is going to work out, whether it's going to be a successful Shyvana where she'll be able to use all of her abilities in offensive situations, or whether she'll be camped like the last time we saw Shyvana and having to use it, or bullied as we saw the last Shyvana and forced to use basically all of her abilities in defensive ways to get out of situations.
Overall, I expect a very good game, and I expect a decisive game. But who's going to win is up to the teams in question.
So we'll see if, one, the Shyvana can get rolling, and two, if the Victor can get rolling. Because if that gets rolling, we're going to see some serious chunks.
If Graves Thresh can snowball Victor and get pressure off of Shyvana.
Sounds like a game plan to me.
It really does, and it sounds like that's going to be how they're going to try to play it, but you can never be sure. I expect early TP Dragon double smite madness.
Hopefully we'll get an invade.
Hopefully we'll get that invade that I doubt because no one really has a strong level 1. But we're going to go to our 2-minute break, and we'll be right back. Hit the button.
And we're back as we load into the Rift.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the show. And what a show we have for you today.
For the semifinals of today, or of this whole tournament, actually.
The semifinals of today, which is the semifinals of the whole tournament.
Of the weekend of the day.
You don't sound nearly as dumb as you think, but you sound twice as dumb as you should. Interesting.
That is a very double-sided compliment / insult there. As we get into the game right now. And
we are seeing on the blue side 4Men1Boy. Uh-oh.
Shenanigans.
Whoa.
Hot Juicy being spotted out, as well as
and they just kind of walked
Sticky
away.
Stallion here. Their plans were foiled.
That's the problem. They know how to counter the invade. It's because you keep begging for it. You need to do the reverse psychology. Like, man, invades are so dumb, and then they'll invade.
It's not done yet.
The Braum Q lands.
They're not going to be able to get much out of this other than some deep wards. Well, deep-ish wards.
Semi-deep.
Semi-deep wards.
Just barely in. Just to see how it works. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Wards are being pinged out so they know where everybody's at right now.
Hey, guys, I think there's a ward here. No, you're wrong. There can't be a ward there, man. What are you doing?
They saw him getting picked out there.
So according to I'm a Cutie Pie, if you're an ADC and you just walk back and forwards really fast, they think you're, like, scoping them out. Like, walk back and forth really, really fast and then hit a kill. Oh, man, what is that? Oh, God, get it off my screen. This is PG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
As they leash up Gromp for Thibodeau and go back to basically standard lanes here. We have yet to see a lane swap. We do have 3 more games left for the final match.
Right.
But we haven't seen a lane swap this entire tournament.
I agree with you. I nod my head and say yes. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. I mean, a lane swap is kind of like, oh, I think we'll lose this lane, so we need to, like, shut down their top laner. And with the more prevalence of carry top laners, I'm actually pretty surprised they haven't been like, okay, well, we need to shut down this Kinnan, so let's lane swap.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily just a strictly, I'm going to lose this lane. It's not just, oh, we want to pick this guy, but we know he's going to lose lane.
Right.
For a lane swap, it's a very strategic way to put someone or a group of people behind in the game. Putting or ahead, really. Putting your ADC and support that far ahead in lane or in the game can really
the burst
starts to snowball.
Lissandra has the burst.
Lissandra does have the burst here.
Maybe it's just snow champions that have the burst.
Well, okay, right now she has the burst.
Right now
we'll see what happens once Shyvana gets a Spirit Visage or some type of tank
AP,
item.
Even just finish the Cinder Hulk. Oh, man,
Thibodeau goes in, lands the bandage toss as Game Boy forced to flash out of that one. I don't think they're going to be able to get a kill out of this one as they get a little bit too close to the tower.
It definitely does not look like they're going to be able to pick that kill. Thibodeau recalling that bush. All he needs to do is throw something in the bush, but Game Boy player just kind of avoids it. And he goes back in. They won't expect the second gank from Thibodeau as Game Boy player gets really hit hard here. So, as our lovely boss walks off stage once more, we see the Common Cold picking up his blue buff. Malphite Jungle. I'm not really looking forward to trying it, but I'm probably going to try it.
The Malphite Jungle?
Yeah. I feel like clear times are slow.
Clear times might be a little bit slow, but
the ganks are really potent.
The ganks are good, and the level of utility he brings to the team.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a team comp pick necessarily than a power jungle pick. These guys have pretty good wombo combo with the Braum ult, Malphite ult, and Lissandra ult onto one target with Tibbers on top of that.
Right. Can they wombo combo if that ain't Falco? Is the real question.
No, there is no Falco.
Answer. There ain't no Falco?
There is 100% no Falco in this game. Not even bird-like champions.
Wow, wait. This is like one of the first times we haven't seen a Nivea. Whoa.
No Nivea, no Azir, no Falco.
There's no context for the Falco joke. No Anivia. Dragons have wings.
We just had that confirmed by our admin that dragons do have wings, equaling not Falco.
For those of you at home, confirmed 2015, dragons have wings.
Oh, Hot and Juicy Mess taking some really hard trades here.
Oh, but
as Game Boy player goes in, not able to quite get anything out of that.
But
if he would have had Ignite, that might have been a different story.
Out of mana.
Yeah.
Probably if he had mana, he could have thrown some more stuff, but he's completely out of mana right now. He may need to recall, but he's just going to sit there and farm and lane as we see Thibodeau coming down.
The bandage toss is out, but Rusty dodging it, but the hook is not dodged, nor the flay.
That was a great flay.
As Thibodeau goes in, laying down passives on people, and Snap tries to kite backwards, getting the passive procced onto Thibodeau. But Snap is really low. The Ignite going down and the heal, but I don't think the Ignite's going to...
Oh, wow.
The flash auto attack is going to be enough as Rusty is in a little bit of a predicament as well, not able to get Curse.
Or 0-2. Curse. Rogue. They can't really make it happen. Like, that was just a really solid gank, and we're seeing that when Thibodeau commits to a gank, he is committed to that gank 100% of the time.
That was really solid follow-up on that gank by the duo support in ADC.
I think
here.
what we may see as a trademark of Thibodeau is I will gank that lane as many times as I need to be satisfied with it. I want to draw your attention to this note right here before I start adding pages to this. Okay, so Thibodeau goes
Game Boy player getting
ham.
chunked out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Game Boy player
Uh-oh.
he gets ulted
Todd Juicy
backwards.
goes in. Game Boy player's
the
got to claw out with just a sliver of health there.
As the rest of his team picks up Dragon. Or rather,
Oh, I heard New York. The
He's gonna
flash
burn.
ignite going
He's
down. Is
gonna-
it going to be an and it is for Sticky Stallion to pick up the 3rd kill of the game.
Wow, 0-3 already. Project Slapchop holding nothing back at all.
At all.
By far.
Doing work.
Doing work. Putting in the work one step at a time. Anyway, we're seeing that we actually saw our first aggressive Shyvana ult as she picks up Bomby Cinder,
Yep.
which is a good pickup. She's going to work on building the Cinder Hulk Enchanted something. The real question is, what smite is she going to pick? Probably purple.
Yeah, probably purple
Or
smite.
blue. Blue's pretty good.
Probably
Probably blue. For the
I don't
slow.
know. We'll see. There's a couple different routes that she could take depending on how she
She's
plans to play out the rest
gonna
of this
pick
game.
up Poacher's Knife. Duh, because everyone uses Poacher's Knife.
Everyone.
Poacher's Knife, best smite, EU West.
Oceanic.
best
Smite Oceanic.
Best smite Brazil. Kaboom, the throw
As
from Brazil.
Hot Juicy is just taking up a bunch of minions
You
to
got
get
this, Game
all
Boy.
the CS,
You
but
got
is
this
taking
trade.
trades for it.
Just taking auto attacks, the trades.
Took a couple abilities there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, when you're playing an AP laner, you really need to consider how strong are my auto attacks, and you can't undervalue how strong your auto attacks are. But he's not.
I heart New
mid-
York
oh, wow,
stuck in a bad spot. The bandage toss and the gravitation field, as well as the ult. But Tibbers comes out and the ignite. It's not going to be enough to finish him off as the laser just
well, the hook
cuts him
goes
out.
down.
snaps.
Oh, wow, that was a great shield from Braum.
Rusty blocking stuff up. Otherwise, that would have been a really bad trade for
Oh, yeah.
snaps. But
Game Boy
player
comes down,
is
but there's
coming
teleport
in.
coming
The
down.
teleport coming in also from top lane as Game Boy player is forced to claw out of this as Hot and Juicy ults into the middle of him. Rusty in a predicament. He goes down, and the Braum passives are still out on people as Hot and Juicy gets that procced on him, but ends up being able to possibly walk out of this.
But we
But
see the
Victor
picture coming down.
and
Oh,
Common
wow,
Cold,
the snipe.
The laser
Unstoppable Force
completely
coming down.
taking snaps out of the fight, sending
Oh,
it back
that
to the
Thresh
platform,
Express.
and the Thresh Express saves Hot Juicy.
What we saw there was the real power of Sticky Stallion's laser, which
That's what we're talking about.
does not mean it the way it sounds, but it does hurt. It hurts so bad. Like, I hate playing against Victor because Victor is just a pain.
He's starting to get ahead. He's 3-0.
Yeah,
Well,
he has-
starting to get ahead. He is ahead
He has
at
a needlessly
3-0.
large rod, man. He is way ahead.
Has a needlessly large rod. Has his augment.
And Annie here is not building damage. She has a Negatron cloak.
She can't. She's got to do something.
Like,
She's
she
got to do
has
something to
be able
stay alive in that lane.
The last thing you want to do against Victor, who is already ahead, is feed him. That is the absolute worst
Absolutely.
thing you could do. And, Dragon's not up yet. It's probably going to be up in about 3 minutes or so. As Hot
Yes.
Juicy Mess is saying, I can trade with you. And he
Yep.
did. He picked up Red Smite, which is the trader smite. It actually makes sense, considering how
Yep.
aggressive he is in his trading.
That smite's going to allow him to do some serious trading
To
now.
put in some serious work, like a 5 to 5 shift or something like that. Just 12 hours of work.
I hope this game doesn't last 12 hours. As Thibodeau comes
We
up
don't have
the
that
bush,
much time in this convention center.
kills a ward, but is going to end up walking out as Sticky Stallion clears out some wards himself.
Mid laners warding. What is this? Competitive play? Oh,
Mid
wait.
laners clearing out wards.
Oh, yeah.
Not just
Even
warding,
better.
clearing out wards.
So I see Thibodeau
Thibodeau
coming towards that top. He's going to try
coming
and hit
up.
the bandage. They
That
won't
bandage
expect-
toss is extremely long and can go through that mid wall. But I heard New York is going to know kind of what's going on, throws a ward over.
He won't expect my 11th gank.
Hot Juicy again trading in as Game Boy player tries to fake him out with the claw.
I'm surprised he didn't show up way far behind him. That seems, and it probably would have been on the bad side because then Hot Juicy could have just ulted him backwards into his tower.
There comes the ult again as Game Boy player is going to stun him and force him to back away from that.
Rusty just chilling on that ward before he said, maybe they can see me, and walks away. Thibodeau clearing out that pink ward. Hot Juicy Mess is probably going to dive here. Shoot for it.
Hot Juicy Mess is definitely going to dive here.
Wait, the
Lysandra ult coming down. And
styled on him. Got the kill.
Got the kill, but also got killed himself.
The revenge kill.
Took a little bit too many tower shots, got a little too aggressive as Thibodeau gets the stun from Braum on him, but throws out his ult, catching 3 people as Malphite goes in, catching 3 people in his ult as well. The box come down. Thibodeau bandage tossing over to Rusty, but Rusty's going to be able to take him out as Snaps just tries to lay down some damage as best as he can from the back.
So we saw that was a great ult.
Pretty much max range Graves ult there onto Braum, picking up a kill, making it even there.
Yeah, first BAP is what that was. So we saw the Common Cold ult in, but something he didn't address was how he flashed over the wall as soon as he got chunked. Because as he went in, he got chunked out from the
Rogue here with the flay, the ignite, and will the hook come out? The hook will come out to secure the kill.
You have an interesting perspective.
Secure.
Especially as an ADC man, I'm surprised you're not crying about how it got stolen.
Secure the kill.
KS.
KS, kill secure.
Straight up. All right, so anyway, he ulted in and then flashed over as the Clever Cookie was chunking him out. So I was like, okay, well, if you're going to chunk me, I need to leave. So, bye-bye. And then he came back around.
There's some serious fighting going on in all the lanes now with all the ganks. And Game Boy realizing that he can't quite trade.
And as I look into the crowd, I see parts of Rengar Ebola just kind of watching the game, seeing who they're going to play.
The laser chunking out even Dragon as they pick up as Project Slapchop picks up their second Dragon. The gold lead is starting to get pretty significant here at 4K. Won't be too long before they start pushing some serious towers and trying to really further that lead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's that competitive play thing we're talking about where, they just try to close out your game as fast as possible because the faster you close, the less time you have to make errors. There's a famous quote from the Odd One about solo queue where solo queue is not outplaying the other team. It's waiting for the other team to outplay themselves.
Yes,
because
sure.
Every team in regular play will fall apart given enough time.
Given enough time, but these guys,
unless they're really far ahead. These guys are friends. I assume, I hope, because I wouldn't want to play in a league game with people who aren't.
I heard New York flashing in to drop Tibbers and ignite as Common Cold misses his ult there, and the gravitation field is going to delay any chance of follow up.
Right there, we saw that really early Graves burst that hurts like a truck. He almost is a truck at this point. Game Boy player is going to need to get away.
Realizing he can't do anything now. Game Boy player gets out with the claw.
The cold Zed.
Hook coming down but missing under tower. They're putting some serious damage on this bottom tower with this little minion wave right here. As the clever Thresh expresses out as Hot and Juicy ults over the wall to go in on Game Boy player. Gets ulted himself. Game Boy just waiting for the claw to come back to possibly get out of this one. But Hot Juicy is going to.
It's up.
Hot and Juicy saw it, but Game Boy is still so low. He stuns him and Game Boy
there we go.
is going to go down.
Yeah, he already had completed Tier 2 boots, and he's working on his enchant, I assume. And maybe not. But all he had to do was just, okay, well, I'm going to chase you, and with my burnout, I'm a lot faster than you are. As, Game Boy player did do the right thing, trying to kite around and hopefully get his Q off so he can run away, but he didn't quite have time.
Yeah, he didn't. Had enough time to get the claw out, but didn't have enough time
to live.
To walk out, yeah.
Yeah, not enough speed, not enough health.
And that's the top tower.
That teleport's going to get wasted.
That teleport.
Yeah, canceled.
Yep, canceled because he knew they were going to kill that tower or kill him the second he showed up.
One or the other, perhaps both, sir.
It was near misses on those hooks.
Indeed, sir, as the zap goes down all the way from downtown. Curse Rogue trying to move up and get a good hook onto Rusty Bushmaster.
That's my favorite part about playing Jinx. Zapping people like
all the
max
way from downtown.
Range, like way too far away.
See, one of my favorite things to do is play Ziggs and post up for that three-pointer, go all the way across the map with the ult.
As the Clevo starts procking a wave to try to waste experience and gold away from
Then we're going to see Game Boy player
Boy.
get his face kicked in right here.
Game Boy player?
Thibodeau.
Uh-oh.
Oh, misses the hook.
Thibodeau.
There he goes. Here it is. Oh, wow.
Oh, the ult
stun
coming out,
lock.
catching Game Boy player, and that's
That was a really nasty stun lock right there, without a doubt.
2 ults being blown for that, but still, that was a really nasty stun lock.
I mean, it puts Lissandra even further behind. She only has a robo completed, but putting that champion even further behind, that's nasty.
In that small of an area, the only thing that she could have possibly thought about doing was flashing out over the other side. As the hook comes out again, just missing Rusty Bushmaster.
Not from downtown that time. Bounced
Not
off the
from
rim.
downtown.
Yeah, we're seeing Sticky Stallion put split push in the top lane and recall.
Just pushing out a wave to try to waste out experience. And that's also, that's another good strategy that we've been seeing, but we really haven't said much about it. When these guys, after they kill somebody out of lane or force them out of lane, they immediately fast push a wave to the closest tower to deny the other team
as much XP as you can.
As much EXP and as much gold as they can.
Right, absolutely correct.
And we see that, like I said, that gold lead pulling farther and farther ahead. They're now at almost 8K gold here.
Right, I know you don't math very well.
I don't
but
math.
It's pretty close.
Pretty close to 8K gold and 8 kills up.
Indeed.
I mathed that correctly that time.
You did. I would be very scared if you couldn't. But yeah, I think most of the gold difference is coming in CS differences, especially between Annie and Victor. I mean, the gold difference between Victor and Annie is almost astronomical at over 2.7K. That's huge. That is really big.
For just a 1v1, basically, gold analysis there.
Right. That alone is a huge gap for Annie to have to bridge, and she's going to need to bridge it, not necessarily in terms of one-on-one style points, but definitely in terms of team fights.
Absolutely.
Because
she does have Tibbers, though.
Stun Tibbers, no less.
Adding in another factor into the team fights, another basically champion. As the bandage toss goes out on iHeart New York and the hook coming in, iHeart New York is going to throw down the Tibbers, but it's not going to save.
Sticky Stallion here. My, oh, my.
Common goal escaping that gravitation field with the base gates.
The Clever Cookie really
thank you,
melting that tower
Rito,
here.
for base gates.
Based Rito gates. So we're seeing them rotate towards Dragon here with 5 seconds left. Really want to make that happen. Intelligent rotations here. Just, okay, well, we're going to take Dragon because, you know, we're men.
This will be the 3rd Dragon, and I don't think that 4Men1Boy can contest this.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I mean, contesting at this point is suicide. They don't have the team.
Here comes the
potential.
Jinx ult, and she gets
Wow.
it. Steals it with the Jinx ult. Good job.
Okay, you may not win the game.
Hey.
You might, but if nothing else, you got style, son.
Jinx MVP.
Jinx MVP of this game, except for the people that are carrying, like Victor.
Well, Jinx MVP of 4Men1Boy.
Right, you're correct, sir.
I wonder if that's the boy. We still haven't figured that out. Which laner is the boy?
We'll ask them when they get out, or I'll ask them now and see if they say anything in all chat in 3 minutes. Who's the boy? If say something in all chat, and I'll see it. Anyway, Baron's almost up in 2, 1, boom. There's a Baron there.
Baron now live. That is going to be a really juicy objective as we see Project Slapchop already moving up.
Yeah, I mean
to start getting control of that area.
Just posturing for it. 4Men1Boy do not want to try to fight in a Baron situation. That's just deadly and dangerous, and they do not want to get close enough to have to fight that. I mean, that's just asking for trouble.
Yeah. As we look across and we see that Mumu's ult is up, as well as the box from Thresh, as well as the dragon from Shyvana.
That's a lot of team fighting potential.
Everyone's ults are up. So that's going to be some serious team fighting
They're looking
potential.
for the fight. without a doubt. They're looking for fights. You guys win team fights handily.
Ward going
And
down.
wow,
Game
that
Boy player.
burst, that
The
chunk.
laser. That was only one laser.
That was a laser. As we see the Braum Q go down. Click the bloody lantern. Doesn't click the bloody. Oh, he actually does. Look at that. Maybe he heard me in the past.
In the past.
In the past.
He was just psychic. Or maybe he was just good.
Get good. Pick Falco.
Nah, we can't keep taking smash jokes.
Why not? They don't fire back, so it's really easy. Or when they do fire back, it's kind of pathetic.
Hot Juicy picking up that
The smite.
with the smite.
That's why you take smite on top
Smite
laners.
still on top laners.
That stuff, man. That 2 smites and a consume, and
Thibodeau sitting in the
still
bush
manages
waiting
to
for
miss
the
smite.
bandage toss. As the hook comes out, landing on Common Cold, but I don't think they're really going to want to engage on this.
Man, I'm gonna hook that tank. That'll work.
Yeah.
I mean, really sometimes hooking anyone works. Sometimes you really need to target that hook, and sometimes just save it for a rainy day or a better engage.
Sticky Stallion, if he could have positioned that gravitation field just a little bit higher up, that would have been a complete shutdown of that area.
Some absolute dead.
And while they're going to just go straight into this tower, as Hot Juicy diving straight in, getting Malphite ulted,
Ults
and
everywhere.
the Amumu ult coming
crazy.
out. This is that team fight potential we were talking about.
It's
As Game Boy player gets
right
caught
there.
out, Jinx
Nap 13.
coming to the fight. The hook missing out on Jinx, but they're going to take down this tower as they back out of this with Jinx being at full health.
1 and 3 and a tower for 1.
That's the team fighting we were talking about right there.
I will make that trade every single day.
1 for 3 and a tower.
1 for 3 and a tower.
Yeah.
3 and a tower for 1.
Bringing the gold lead.
That's a huge gap, man.
12K.
It's 5 towers to 0.
There you go. The
just
tower
the
lead.
way they basically made the blue side treat it like a walnut and just smashed it open. And said, I don't need this. I don't need your towers. I'm going to move however I want around your map.
And if we look, 4Men1Boy are trying to do their best to ward up in their jungle, but Project Slapchop doesn't have some of the best ward coverage that we've seen.
Absolutely correct.
But they're warding sufficiently enough.
Sufficiently enough.
Yes, but the hook landing on Rusty, but that's not going to quite warrant a go-in call.
Down. Oh yeah, I mean the hook going down on a Braum is not enough to say, okay, well we're going to go in on this Braum because that's going to be a waste of a lot of assets that could be better used on a softer target. So we're seeing the Common Cold kind of jungling. They're posturing for Baron again, kind of just clearing wards. And when you see wards go down, you're like, oh man, we gotta go deal with this. But they're not seeing them collapse quickly, so they might actually go for Baron here.
I don't know. I think they're really wanting to get another team fight here. They realize how strong their team fight is.
Right.
Yep. Deathbush.
Deathbush that hook goes down.
The hook goes down on Game Boy player. That's going to warrant a go in, but he's going to flay out of the claw.
Wow, that was actually a really, really well-placed flay.
That was a very, very good flay.
Just kind of denying wards every waste Sunday as Rusty Bushmaster gets a pretty
that was a
little
tank.
chunk takedown.
That was a tank.
A tank that has a lot of health, like a ridiculous amount of health. He's basically building exclusively health tank right now.
The fight over the blue buff.
Hotly contested objective on the Graves.
As the ult goes out
really
from Mumu catching people, and they're just instantly chunked out with the 4Men1Boy team being separated like that. You cannot separate against people with ults like this.
And 2 of the main damage dealers and the Jinx steal potential down. I mean, they're going to go for this Baron here, and they're probably going to secure it really quickly, considering the way they can do just so much damage in such a short amount of time.
That right there is a prime example of the power of staying together. Because the second you split like that, especially in choke points like in the jungle, and he respects him. Yeah. Lets him take the back. Doesn't think it's worth bowling all the cooldown.
Supports take enough guff. You don't need me to kill you right now. As you're going to see them rotate towards third dragon. What we're seeing here is like the enactment of the old Korean Death Squad meta, where they just group up in 4 and 5 and just rotate around in just a big cluster of death.
Oh, the Jinx ult coming out for the steal, but it was a little bit late.
Shyvana picking up a Thorn Mail because, you know, I'm not hard enough to kill.
Right. The bonus health from
Targeted against Jinx, with no doubt.
Absolutely. Getting a Spectre's Cowl and Merc Treads, and that's just about the only magic resist they have. With Victor on their team, they're not really worried about it a whole lot. Malphite's building tank like he should be. And the only AP that they really have to worry about is Lysandra.
Right, with the Roa.
And Annie, but Annie is the only one with solid AP items.
And Annie is 0-5.
Yeah.
She's so far behind Victor. She's actually 2 full completed items behind Victor. That is huge because Victor is 6-0 with over 100 CS in lead. So yeah, he's going to be 2 full items ahead every single time because that's a huge gold gap that we're seeing because it's about 16K in difference. If my math is correct, I'm pretty sure that's right. 16K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round total.
Yeah. What do I ask you? You can't math at all.
It's 14K, but yeah.
No, it's not.
32 to 48.
Yeah.
I don't know.
6 plus 2, son.
Anyway.
Okay.
I was going backwards.
Yeah, you were.
Anyway, the Baron minions doing their jobs, keeping them alive.
Right, and they're just sieging these towers as they get, you know, more and more Baron buff minion waves. This is what they need to do is just siege because their siege is really strong too between Victor and Graves, and they have
The
really
zoning
strong
potential.
They have really strong dive potential. Oh, but that
there
Lysandra ult goes
all
down.
All the ults going down, as well as the Muumuus. All the ults, ADC ults flying into the back.
Oh wow!
As Hot Juicy just tanks the tower, goes in, ends up with a kill. As Graves gets a triple kill from the back and Game Boy player,
man.
He's going to go down as well to
That's
Hot Juicy.
An ace. That was actually a really superb play by Thibodeau there because we have basically really solid ult and really solid engages under tower, and he just did not flinch. And Hot Juicy Mazu knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that he could tank that tower, and he's tanking them now. Even though he doesn't need to, they have Baron buffed minions, but
Thibodeau tanked it for a little bit. That's going to be the Nexus towers.
And that's going to be Nexus as well.
Unless
Rusty can push him off of it.
There's only 1 or 2 seconds left on everybody.
No, he's going to let him have it. They're just kind of taunting.
Yeah.
Oh, can he make it happen?
Here.
You got this.
Expeke, Graves,
there it goes. Expeke.
And that's the Nexus for the win.
That is Nexus, and that will be game. I think we're going to Smash after this.
We're going to Smash after that, and then whenever we come back, it's going to be Ringar Ebola versus
Project Slapchop in the final.
At our best of 3.
Best of 3 final. But we are going to Smash after this. We're going to show you some of the Smash. What are we on?
Which one?
Probably
Winners Finals.
Okay,
up
awesome.
next for Smash. So we're going to go to a short break, and then they'll be up here. 2-minute break, I'm sorry.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.